Welcome to Unearthed, a journey into some of the world's most remarkable working processes. In today's episode, we're heading deep into the German highlands to witness a process that has barely changed for generations: traditional scissor forging. From grinding and heating to planing and hardening, every step happens in a closed loop. No shortcuts, no waste. Let's begin. This is a normal house in Solingen, Germany, but for over half a century this house quietly produced one of the most important steps in scissor making. Because inside it, scissors didn't just get sharper, they learned how to behave. To show how it works, Günther Angermund demonstrates using tailor's button scissors. First step, milling the joint. In professional terms, scissors aren't two blades. They're two becks, an upper and a lower. Each one contains an eye, a shank, a thread, a joint, and the blade itself. The joint must be milled so precisely that when the two halves come together, their tips nearly touch, with just a hair of space. Too close, they grind. Too far apart, they don't cut. This isn't measured with tools, it's judged by feel. Günther Angermund was born in 1927. He didn't choose this trade, he grew up inside it. Second step, marking. At the hand spindle press called a knipper in local dialect, Günther marks where holes will be drilled, one for the screw head, one for the thread. The machine must be adjusted exactly to the scissor type. Then comes something most people never notice, the twist. Using pressure collars of different shapes, the blade is twisted ever so slightly. Günther kept dozens of pressure collars on hand, because every scissor needs a different twist. Why? Because scissors don't cut by sharpness alone. They cut because the blades want to touch. The twist ensures that as the scissors close, the blades meet at exactly one moving point, right up to the tip. One collar stays fixed, the other is swapped depending on the scissor. An electric motor powers everything, through a transmission system installed when the workshop was first built and never replaced. Next step, drilling. One hole in the lower blade for the thread, one countersink in the upper blade. Later, another specialist will assemble them with a screw. But here, this is where alignment is decided. Drill too far off and the scissor will never close cleanly. Here, the hole for the thread is drilled. No template, no digital readout, just repetition and memory. For the countersink, two different drill sizes are used, one after the other. Behind the machine sits a cooling device. Inside it, a mixture of bone fat and water, drilling oil. Today, it's barely needed. Only a few blades are being worked. But when production was constant, this mixture saved tools and hands. After drilling, the screw is tested. Gunther doesn't measure. He already knows which screw belongs to which scissor. Every size is stored on the screw board. Next, threading. The thread inside the blade is conical, not straight, and until the 1950s, these thread cutters were handmade. Oil is applied so the tool cuts smoothly, every motion controlled. Scissors hardeners were just one link in a long chain, forged to hardened to ground to polished to assembled. Each step done by a different specialist, often working from home. The hardener prepared everything needed for final assembly. Once his work was finished, the steel moved on, but its fate was already sealed. This workshop focused on small and medium sizes, cuticle scissors, embroidery scissors, and later single-ring weaver's scissors. Pay wasn't guessed, it was documented. Tariff books listed sizes, output, and exact compensation. Each scissor size had a base price. On top of that, 80% was added. Then came overhead, fuel, coke, electricity, a fixed allowance, 16%. Grinders received less, assemblers even less. Every step had a value, and every minute mattered. Now comes the most dangerous part, hardening. Steel is heated in fire, then quenched in oil or water. This changes its internal structure, giving it the hardness needed to cut. Temperature is read by color, dark red, cherry red, white. After 5 to 6 minutes, the fire is adjusted for tempering. Before tempering, the cutting edge is polished bright, because colour matters. Freshly hardened steel is brittle, like glass. To survive, it must be reheated gently, about 200 degrees. As heat rises, an oxide layer forms. Straw yellow, gold, violet. That colour is the signal. Miss it, and everything before this was wasted. The forge is fired with pearl coke. During Gunther's apprenticeship, they also used burned-out tar coal. It was cheaper and terrible.
Man kann sich ja den nackten Oberkörper noch da vorstellen. Ist ja wäre himmelschreiend gewesen. Also da tut man ja hier.
At the fire, temperatures reach 800 to 1000 degrees. Sweat runs down your back. Working shirtless was allowed. Healthy? No. But this was the job.
Haben Sie schon mal mitgehört, dass die Sonnenbänke auch nicht so einwandfrei dafür sind.
Recognizing glow and tempering colours became instinct. Today, that instinct isn't needed. Modern furnaces replaced it. In summer, they worked early, before the heat became unbearable. Breaks were longer, weeks stretched to 60 or even 70 hours. Final step, straightening, quenching warped steel. Some blades bend inward, others outward. A hammer and anvil bring them back, not by force, by understanding how steel wants to move. But if you want to see a feat of craftsmanship even more incredible than this, be sure to check out this next video right here. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel right now.